That impedes water change day today. Just going to go through the water change and show you everything that I do. Just before that, I want to show you this now. Check that out. That's in my refrigerant. Right, I've turned off all the flow. I've turned off the skimmer because that goes mad. That's the last thing to get turned on after. And so we're all ready to go. I've taken the gyro out from the end that I'm going to clean. I'm also going to swap that wet side over. There's very little maintenance I've got to do in the sump because I've been doing it through the week. And if you use your noddle, you can get your clean-up crew to do most of it for you. So water change. Here we go. Right, this is my sump underneath. That one is no pox, and you can see the other things that I need: magnesium, calcium, and that's for the KH, the alkalinity. And the no pox in there is carbon dosing that feeds your good bacteria, make them nice and strong so they can do their job. And there you go. That's the first section I've got. I've got 2 heaters in there that uses less electric, believe it or not, because they're not working that hard. So they reach temperature, switch off. One of them isn't just working overtime on all the time. You've got the Red Sea reef mat there. Brilliant bit of kit. That's the only thing I've really wrote are Red Seas. This Kessel light is from our old system. I've kept this to power the refrigerant. As you can see, we've even got our little clean-up crew in now. He's busy there working away, keeping it nice and clean. I've got 3 of them, see all the pods. All the pods breed in here, and it slowly filters through to the main display tank. So I've got a permanent supply of pods. There we go. Some people call it macroalgae, I call it seaweed. We're growing the seaweed there. I've got my Roafrost reactor sat inside purely because I just didn't want it outside. That's the OTA in there with a D&D pump that's connected to that sensor there. Yeah. There's my UV, good old TNC UV steriliser. I've got that working on an independent pump. That's a TNC Connect quiet drive, and that's a TNC Connect quiet drive that's powering the main return up there. You can see that going up with that braided pipe. You can see I've got a spare hose nipple there for another bit of equipment if I wanted to. And there's the other one with a UV attached to it, so that goes straight up. I don't know if I can put my Roafrost one onto that. I'm not sure. I've got that on a closed loop in the system. I've got a pipe there. I've rigged this up. Bit of a bodge job, but it works. I've got a tap. I've got a bit of hose going to a small pump that's right at the back. Right down there, I don't know if you can see it. There's our dosing pumps. The last one, I kept messing around with there wasn't enough room for it. It was a bit bigger than this one, and the power cable was a bit cramped. So I'm gonna have to put that one on marketplace for someone. It's a 5-stage, not this one. The old one's a 5-stage. This is a 4. That's all we need. That works brilliant. And there you can see my stopcock. And I want to talk about skimmers now. Now the skimmer, I've made this light shield. That is actually an upcycled McDonald's tray donated to us from McDonald's. So thank you McDonald's in Canterbury. So we got that, and I chopped it down, made some little brackets from a wheel I had. I'll show you these brackets, and they hold that on now, and that stops the skimmer from getting all algaed up from the overflow of the light from the refugium. Get me? Right, so we've got an Octo skimmer in now. I did have a Red Sea skimmer for about a year and a half. It was so noisy, it was wet skimming. You do need the upgrade for them Red Sea skimmers to work properly and efficiently. You need the sensor so it can control itself. Anyway, I've got this one going straight into the bottle from the cup. So even though the cup's smaller than the Red Sea one, it doesn't matter about the size of the cup, because we're not filling the cup up. We're draining it from that hose. There you go, straight into that empty milk bottle. And look at the colour of that. It's not the darkest in the world, but it's a lot darker than what I was getting from the Red Sea skimmer. So that just shows you the difference. So I'm up for that. I'm going to keep this, and testing the water today, it showed me the nitrates were lower than the last couple of tests, so it has pulled out more nitrates, more crap. So there, yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing, CCTV, you can buy it so cheap nowadays. I've got two of these, one facing the tank in the corner of the room, and this one underneath. So no matter where I am, I can have a little look, check everything's alright. If I've got a new bit of equipment I've got to keep an eye on. Voice. There, right on cue, and there goes the filter roll. That's how that works. That's got a sensor. If you haven't seen these before, it's got a sensor there. The water comes in, fills up, comes in through this hose, straight from the dam pipe, straight into there. You've got a little valve on the back so you can let as much or as little water through this as you want. I'd say because I've got it calibrated to be quiet, I've got some coming down the overflow as well. So I'd say I've got 70% of the water going through that filter roll. Another 30% isn't, and that's fine. That's fine. And technically you should have the refugium after the skimmer, because you're going to lose pods in the skimmer, but there's so many pods. Let me just go on the glass and show you. I've got so many pods in here, it's not true. There you go. Whatever equipment I'll take out, or a bit of stone, I always end up with them falling all over my hands. They're breeding in here. I've got wrasses that enjoy them. The copper band down there, sold to me as eating frozen, and it doesn't even acknowledge other food it is, but it's good for pests. This chorus wrasse is brilliant for bristleworms. I often see him tearing them apart, eating the bristleworms. And you've got the peacock wrasse. There we go. And of course the cleaner wrasse. Everyone who's got tangs should have a cleaner wrasse, in my opinion. Because if you do get a little bit of stress and the ick comes out, because you can't get rid of it, it's always in the water, it just takes stress to bring it out, because it appears from nowhere, so therefore you can't get rid of it. So it's just about it management with a UV steriliser that helps. Good water quality, good tank mates, and good tank mates is so important. That's something that's overlooked a lot. You get people just whacking any fish in and creating stress, and after all, they're supposed to be in the ocean, not banged up in a glass box. So you've got to bear that in mind. I'm obviously not sticking predators in there, because you want your fish to behave naturally, and you don't want no bullying going on. Even though fish are fish, and it will go on to a certain degree. Anyway, that's that. There's a little view of our tank. I will be spraying that middle door black again. That's my little experiment doing hydro dipping, but I'll stick to doing the parts on the car. Anyway, there you go. The Waterchange Day. Just waiting for the water to heat up, and then we're going to do the siphon, show you that, and that will be it. Waterchange Day, let's get on with it then. Let's go. On your own. You can get one of these on my Clever Wife. Yeah, you've all seen them in the kitchen on your washing machine waste pipe. Check this out. Yeah. Before that, it was a two-man job. Stick that in there, let that sit there while I suck out this end, and this goes straight out the window into another barrel I've got outside, which I use for measurement, because it's one barrel out, one barrel in. So that's on the go now. Put that into that barrel. As you can see, water's coming out. And we just wait for that to siphon. Get all the slack pipe up. This is a bit too long actually, we need to cut this. So we'll get all the slack pipe up. As you know, you've got all loads of slack pipe, you're going to make it go slow. Anyway, that's that. So we're waiting for the water we're going for like a 15% water change. And we're going to take the water about down to this level, and then we'll top it up again with fresh water. With the flow off, this Euphilia looks massive, this frog spawn. The clowns have cleaned it all underneath. They're not going to lay eggs or what? She's under there. This is Ziggy. This is Jen. And there's a water. Still as anything. Oh, look at the reflection, don't they look wicked? Hey. The fish act proper differently when there's no flow on. Look at that beautiful bass. peacock wrasse. Beautiful colours. No trouble at all, very passive fish. There he is, all his colours. Don't stay still long enough. Oh mate, stay still. He's not the one that breaches the water. See that yellow, that silver-bellied chorus wrasse? That breaches the water like a carp every single day. There's Bart. Oh, Bart. He's an OG Hawaiian caught yellow tang. Here's Jem. Hey, there she goes. That's the first online fish we bought. Jem tang. That was a tester, just to see what it was like, and that's on YouTube. You can see her, quite small, about a year and a half ago, something like that. That's shrimp. I'm tempted to get a tank with like a shrimp, a couple of butterflies. Every time I go to the fish shop I see butterfly fish that I just love the way they swim. Look at this guy. This guy is so good, he doesn't touch any coral whatsoever. There he goes, look, going into one. That's a territory thing, because the flows off. Freaks them all out and the flows off. Look at what's going on. Right, I'm going to clean the gyro out. Hey, look at the mantis. All grouped together. There we go. We're lacking the little character fish, you know. We're going to get a mandarin, some gobies, but some of them gobies just eat coral. There we go, siphoning that out. We're nearly down to our line, nearly down to our marker, which is the clam. I'll go outside and check we haven't taken so much water out. Is there some? There's a cat. Oh, biscuit. Hello. Hello. So hello then. What do you want? No. Water's ready. There's a pump at the bottom. You can see it now, nice and clear. Our water outside, going straight into the barrel. Nice sunny day here in Kent. Yep, you can tell that's all we use. We've got plenty of buckets. Handy to keep though. Right, let's see how out of interest how clear our water's coming out. It's a good way to test how good your water is. Put it in a white bucket, not a coloured bucket. Put it in a white bucket, fill it up, and see how clear it is, or how yellow it is. If it's yellow, it's going to be old water. You can always put a bit of carbon with it to clarify the water, to clear it up. But the amount of fish we've got shitting in it, I don't expect it to be white. There you go. That's not bad. That's not bad at all for old water. Look at that. How clean that is. I'm going to start the frag tank up. I'm going to start using this water. There's my Waterchange water. Save money on salt. Put that in there for a minute. Are we at our level yet or not? Well, yeah, the barrel out here is only just over half full. Yeah, a bit fatter, isn't it? That's weird because they look the same. The important thing is to get this to temperature. Now I've got an alarm, a thermostat on the tank, and it's set at 0.3 of Celsius either way. Fahrenheit, Celsius, whatever it is. I've got it set at 26. Celsius, isn't it? Don't sound thick, but yeah. So we're gonna set at 26.3. What's our temperature set on? 26, isn't it? 25.8. That's what it is, sorry. 25.8, and then you got 0.3 either way. And then the alarm will sound, and you have to put the fan on if it's too hot. Yeah, that's fine. So we stop siphoning, and that's our allocated amount of water to go back in the house. That's our allocated amount of water taken out, as you can see. Yeah, that's about a 15% water change. Got 700 litres in there, including the sump. This is a water box, a quality tank. If you want quality, you get what you pay for. It's no extra than a regular tank, a water box. Water box. Just remember that name, water box. If you're going to go and buy a tank anywhere, used or new, and look at the quality of all that plumbing, all the options. They've thought of everything. Look at them hinges. Look at the nice thick doors. Look at the thickness of that glass. And I've carried many a tank before, and this took 4 men to bring in, and just the glass on its own. That is heavy. Anyway, we're going to reverse the process now and pump the water out of the barrel into the tank. So that's out of the barrel, and we leave the other end where it was, and this end, and there, for the pump. For the pump. Usually I pull it up by the wire, but I didn't want to do it on camera. Right, there's the pump. This is my old return pump. I've got 2 of these. This is how we mix our salt up. Right, so I'll pop that on the bottom. Let's get a towel in it. And plug it in and turn it on. The new water being pumped into the display tank straight from the barrel. Nice fresh water with renewed minerals in it. Some of the stuff that we can't dose for, which the dosing stuff only takes care of the basics. The other stuff that's in the salt is replenished every week with a water change. So we'll pump that in now, and once we get it all turned on, I'm going to clean the gyro, and while I'm cleaning the gyro, it's going to fill up, and we'll show you when it's finished. Right, there's my Waterchange reactor with the Waterchange in it. That's been there for a couple of weeks now. Probably extinguished, I'll change that later. And that's just on a closed loop. I've got a little return pump on it, coming from there. First section, the first drop, water comes into the tank. I've got a valve there, and then on the return I condensed it to give it more pressure by using a smaller gauge tubing. So actually the bigger gauge tubing, it wasn't performing as well. And check this out, that's the outlet, sponge, and a bit of egg, 2 bits of egg white and some floss And check this out, people. Trickle filter system. That's going. Creating a nice bit of flow there. But the important thing was not to block up the vents. That underneath here, there's some vents that create flow. If you look at this Cheeto, you see that moves ever so slightly. That's all you need. You don't need it tumbling. I mean, there's pods in there. There's no dead Cheeto because you've got 3 crabs eating it as well. So there's no toxins going in the water with dead Cheeto. That's the thing with Cheeto. You've got to watch don't get dead Cheeto, but that's well alive. Look at it. Look at them pods. And again, more pods. See that? That's wicked, isn't it? You have to adapt and improvise where you can. Just a little tip here. And that gets filthy. That will get filthy. I did have a filter sort there. So I'm using a filter sort holder to suspend that. Cable tied that on. Change that once a month. Job done. REEFTOKER. See ya. So there you go, it's all settled down now. It's about 2 hours after the water change. And as you can see, that is clear as a bell. That's 5 foot of water. You can see the seaweed through it. Look at the fish, the corals. The light's gone down now a bit, so they're going in slightly, but look at that. Isn't that lovely? This is where we do it. So it's REEFTOKER. Keep toking, keep reefing. See ya!